Hi, welcome to this post-workout cool-down session where we're going to do a full body stretch just to help us get ease back into the day after a good workout and help prevent injury by stretching our muscles and aiding the recovery process. So first of all, we're going to come into a nice hamstring stretch. So if you take your right leg out in front of you, flat on the floor, your left foot tucked in to the inside of the right thigh, and then you're just going to hinge forward from the hips, reaching towards your toes. Doesn't matter if you can't get all the way, just try and keep that leg flat on the floor and pull your toes towards you so you get a nice stretch in the calf through the hamstring. And then you can extend the stretch. If you can reach the toe, you can come further forward, and once you're in position you can even start to slightly round your back, get a bit of extra stretch through the whole of the posterior chain, the whole of your back. Just hold here for a moment. Each stretch we're going to hold for about 30 seconds, and you can always hold longer, up to 60 seconds, even 2 minutes if you're really feeling the benefit and want to increase your range of movement in that particular area. Okay, come back up, nice and straight, and then we're going to swap legs. Left leg comes out and flat, right foot tucks into that left thigh, and then with your left hand you're going to reach forward. Again, if you can only get as far as, say, the ankle or the shin, mid shin, that's okay. Just pull your toes towards you, feel a nice stretch in the back of the leg, and then if you can extend. And we're just going to hold here. Hopefully you're feeling a nice stretch. There shouldn't be any pain, but it's okay to get to the point where you're feeling a little bit of discomfort. And if you take a deep breath in and breathe out, you can extend the stretch in that outward breath. Okay, feel yourself coming forward more, just increasing the stretch, and that's great. Okay, so that's the back of the legs and the lower back, and next we're going to come to our side. Focus on the quads at the front of the legs. So if you put your left leg out on the floor, if you're on your left side, bring your right foot behind you, and you're just going to push your hips forwards as you pull that right foot back, and you should feel the stretch through the front of the upper leg, the quads. And you can move your legs small amounts to see where the stretch really feels good. As I say, if you push your hips forward slightly, then you'll get an extended stretch, and you can increase it by pulling that right foot towards your bum. You can even come down to the floor. Just really get comfortable as you stretch out that quad. Just enjoy it. Enjoy relaxing after your exercise. Okay, and then we're going to swap legs. So come up and over onto your right side. Extend that right leg, left hand on top of the left foot, and just ease back. Pull that left foot towards your left bum. Feel the stretch in the quad. Biggest group of muscles in the body. Take some resistance. And a nice stretch to help that recovery process. Increase your range of movement. You can again hold for up to a minute or 2 minutes to get the most out of that stretch. Okay, next up we're going to deal with some of our deepest lying back muscles, the QL, and this time I'd like you to start your arms out in a T position, and then you're going to take your right leg over your left leg, so your right foot comes over your left knee, and then you're just going to drop to the left side. If I come over here, you'll be able to see it better. So you drop to the left side, keeping your shoulder connected, and then you can bring your left hand on top of the outside of your right thigh, whilst keeping the right shoulder and right hand connected to the floor. And this is where you can increase the stretch. Pull with your left hand, that right knee towards the floor. You should feel it in the inside of your right glute. You should feel it in your lower back. Just a really nice release. Often that QL is a cause of a few lower back issues, soreness, so it's really good to get this deep stretch. Okay, and come back up, so use your core to just gently bring yourself back up to centre. And we're going to swap sides. So this time the left foot goes over the right knee, and you're going to drop to the right side under control. So left shoulder and left hand stay connected to the floor. You're just twisting and pulling that left knee down towards the ground with your right hand, just to get that nice stretch through the side of the lower body. That should feel really good. Generally a nice hip mobility movement, this one. Hips get locked in position a lot of the day, so there's no time when this isn't a nice move to do. And you can keep these moves in your locker whenever you're feeling sore, or just that you need to stretch, take a break from whatever you're doing, you can just roll those out. And next up we're going to go for a ab stretch, which will look like this. So it's a Cobra position. If you come down to your front, you can put your hands under your shoulders, face pointing down, feet flat on the floor, and then you're just going to push up, and you're going to be very careful just of your spine because it's going into extension here. So you can start on your elbows if you like, just to be careful, or you can go that full extension, push your arms all the way up, feel the stretch through the front of your body, through the abs, all through that ab chain. All the time being careful when your spine's in this position that you don't overextend, cause any discomfort. And under control, you can come to the side, to the right side, just move. So you get a bit of stretch through the side abs, the obliques. And then come back through centre. Do the same on the left. Just feel that nice stretch. Okay. And come back to centre and gently lower yourself down. And then push up into the child's pose. So you, for this, want to drop your hips towards your feet, so your knees are about hip width apart, a little bit further than that, a little bit wider than that, and you're going to drop your chest to the floor. So this is a great stretch for the lower back. It's a great stretch for the lats, and the big muscles on your back either side. So if you reach your fingers forward and drop your chest, you can extend that stretch. Getting a nice stretch throughout the whole of that back. Just breathe into it. And again, you can spend some time in this position, nice and relaxing, before you come up. You come up into a press up position, starting point, a plank, and we're just going to stretch out the calves by pedaling slowly. Just focus on one side, feel that nice stretch by putting your weight through your heel, and then come to the other side, feel that stretch. And then you can even extend by just adding some pressure with the opposing foot. So my right heel is being pushed towards the floor by my left foot, increasing that calf stretch. Just hold here. And swap sides, so my left foot comes down, my heel gets gently pushed towards the floor by my right foot. Again, everything has to be under control, just gently increasing that stretch. No sudden movements, no jerking. Okay, great. Then you can come into the frog position. So you will just come into a very deep squat with your hips down to the floor and your knees wide apart, and bring your hands into this prayer position in the center. And you can use your elbows just to push your feet, push your knees out wide, and keep a nice straight back. This is great for the hips as well. And you can just sway from side to side and enjoy this position. The more you sit in this position, the easier this one gets. And it's a really nice movement to open up the hips, as I say. Okay, very good. Now we're going to do a hex stretch for the chest. So just come to kneeling and take your hands behind your back and then flip them so that they're pointing towards the ground. And then you're just going to come over, bring your arms up and feel that stretch through the chest. Find the position that works well for you. Even if you come to standing, you may find that you can get more of a stretch as you come over. But just find what works for you, standing or kneeling. Feel that stretch throughout the chest. And if you come back to the floor, if you're still on the floor, stay there. We're just going to stretch out the arms. So for this one, I'd like you to just put your hands facing the floor with your wrists pointing away from you. And you're going to very gently, because these are sensitive muscles here, you're just going to gently move around and move your body weight backwards to get a bit of a stretch through the wrist in this position. So if you move your weight backwards, you'll feel that stretch through the forearm, through the wrist. And then if you swap over, you can put your hands, fingers pointing either side. And again, just move around, just feel that stretch on different parts of the forearm. Feels good. Those don't often get stretched, these muscles. And then finally, if you take your paws, if you like, face down. So hands are pointing towards the ceiling, wrists pointing away from you. And then extra careful with this one, not too much weight, but a little bit of your body weight, just helping with the stretch, just extending the stretch. Again, you can't bear much weight in this position, so just be very careful. But stretch out the front of the forearms. And then let your wrists go, give them a bit of a roll. And then we'll finish with a trapezius stretch for these neck muscles. So between your shoulders, up into the top base of the neck. We're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder and then gently pull the head towards that shoulder. You should feel a nice stretch in your left side. That's a really good stretch for the trapezius. Just hold here. And you can extend that just by reaching your arm just far enough that you've got some mild discomfort but no pain, just so you know you're stretching. And then we'll swap to the other side. So the left ear comes towards the left shoulder, your left hand pulls your head towards it. You start to feel that stretch all through that right trapezius muscle, from the neck to the shoulder. And if you want to extend, then use your arm to just pull away a bit further. Okay, roll your neck, get those kinks out. And that's it, you should feel nice and stretched, cool down after your exercise and ready to go about your day. So hope you enjoyed that, hope you feel great, and I'll see you next time.